Hello everyone, today I am gonna show you how to create a function that generates an array of odd numbers up to a certain number. You will need to start from a main function. To create a main function, I've written a code already. So we have this main function, def main, and we are using an input statement. So I've already done this, but once you run it, it asks for you to input a number. This statement right here. So once you input a number, it's stored here in X, right? And this main right here is just calling this main function. That's why we've written it down here. Now we will create a function that's going to generate an array of numbers, or odd numbers up to a certain number, right? So let's create what we need to send here in this function is essentially the number, right? The certain number, the limiting number, and let's call that num. And I hope you're following along the syntax. Okay, so now we will create our for loop. So in Python, the syntax for loop is for, let's say I, in range. What's our range? It's gonna be num, right? Alright, so the for loop will give us numbers up to num. Like we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to whatever num is, right? So we need to filter out these numbers. So we need to filter out all the even numbers. And how do we do that? We can use a thing called a mod function. A mod is a thing that you can use, like that once you divide a number with something, it gives you the remainder. So we can use the mod function, right? So how we will do that is if I mod 2 is not equal to 0, then I forgot to create a list odd dot append I. So to add a number to a list, we use this append, right? So append bracket I, the number we want to append, and that. And once we are done with our loop, like this loop will reiterate until the number num, and then we return the list odd. Okay, and in the main function, we will be first of all calling this generate odd using this x, the certain number we've defined above, and we will be storing it in a list as well. Just to be on the safe side, we should declare the list first, an empty list. So before we run our program, we would need to cast our input x to a integer, because when we are inputting a number, it takes it as a string. So here the x is interpreted as a string, so first we'll have to cast it to an integer. To do that, we just write int over around the input statement. So this would just cast whatever number we input as a integer and not a string. So once we run this, let's run this, it should work to 10. So you can see that 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and they all are odd. Let's try it again. 63. Yeah, looks about right. And yeah, that's how you generate a list or an array of odd numbers up to a certain number in Python. Thank you for watching.